Linda Brown. You see, I'm from Topeka, Kansas, and I live in an integrated neighborhood. I have many friends from many different nationalities, but I'm not allowed to go to school with them. It's all because of this separate but equal thing that the Supreme Court passed a long time ago. Every day I walk 6 blocks through a railroad to my bus stop, and then ride the bus a mile back to the black school, Monroe Elementary. It's so silly because the white school is only a quick walk through my neighborhood. Well, something bad happened a few weeks ago that made my dad really mad.
School today, Linda?
Oh, it was great. We learned how to add numbers, except my book fell apart halfway through the lesson. And then we did art. Oh yeah, on the way home, I almost got hit by a train. But that happens all the time.
What? It's time I enroll you in Sumner School right down the road. This is ridiculous. I'd like to enroll my daughter in this school.
No.
What?
No!
But my daughter is in danger. She deserves to go to this school.
So are the rest of the black kids that want to come here. I frankly don't really care.
It's fine. I'm going to join the rest of the parents in this town and sue you.
Huh, you go right ahead. You have no chance, just like the other blacks.
We rule in favor of the Board of Education and uphold the U.S. Supreme Court ruling set in Plessy v. Ferguson. Yes, we find segregation in public education detrimental and its effects upon Negro children, but we find that the school in Topeka's are substantially equal. Everything, whether it is buildings, transportation, curricular, or educational qualifications of teachers, are equal.
Shoo, this be ridiculous. It's time to take this to the Supreme Court.
Well, we have many cases here. Let's choose which one to hear.
There seems to be a lot about segregation in schools and the separate but equal decision. It looks like these 5 cases are all of the same. Briggs versus Elliott, Davis versus County School Board of Prince Edward County, Gebhardt versus Belton, Bowling versus Sharpay, and Brown versus Board of Education.
Okay, let's group them together and save some time. All these cases are filed under Brown versus Board of Education.
I am Chief Justice Fred Vinson, and I, along with my 8 fellow judges, will be presiding over your case today. May each side state their arguments, please.
My name is Thurgood Marshall, and I represent Brown. Separate school systems for black and whites are inherently unequal. Not only does the separate but equal ruling violate the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment of the United States, but it affects the children involved as well. A study done by social scientist Kenneth Clark proves that segregated school systems have a tendency to make black children feel inferior to white children, and thus such a system should not be equal.
On behalf of the defense, I state that the separate but equal ruling in Plessy v. Ferguson has no interference in the lives of black children. Due to the fact segregation in Topeka and other places has been a fact of many aspects of life, segregated schools simply prepare black children for the segregation they will face in their adulthood. It is also argued that the segregated schools are not necessarily harmful to black children. Great African Americans such as Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, and George Washington Carver have succeeded well with segregated education.
As many of you know, former Chief Justice Fred Vinson has passed. So after almost 2 years, I have made it my goal to finish this case. Brown versus Board of Education. We shall rehear the case and come to a decision. Your closing arguments, please, Mr. Marshall.
I got the feeling when I heard the discussion in the court yesterday that when you put a white child in a school with a whole lot of colored people, the white child would fall apart, or something like that. Everybody knows that this is not true. Those same kids in Virginia and South Carolina and Topeka, I have seen them do it, have played in the streets together. They play on their farms together. They go down the road together. But they go to separate schools. They come out of school and play ball together. But they have to be separated in school. There must be some magic to it. You can have them voting together. You can have them living in the same neighborhoods. You can have them going to the same state university and the same colleges. But if they go to elementary and high school together, the world will fall apart.
After hearing the case, all 9 of us decided that segregation was not legal. Here is a section of the court's decision. Education is key to a good citizenship. In school, children learn cultural values, prepare for careers, and to be successful in life. It is doubtful that any child can succeed in life if denied education. Education is a right that must be made available on all equal terms. To separate elementary and secondary schools, children from others of similar age and qualifications solely because of their race generates a feeling of inferiority as to their status in the community that may affect their hearts and minds in a way unlikely to ever be undone. We should conclude that in the field of public education, the doctrine of separate but equal has no place. Separate educational facilities are inherently unequal.